I've been on a self-love journey for many years, full of highs and lows, but I've come such a long way. Over the years, I've gone from constantly seeking validation outside of me to remembering my inherent worthiness within. I've learned to accept myself despite my flaws and mistakes, and to celebrate my story and embrace everything that makes me unique. Today, I want to share self-love habits that have changed my life, and when applied, I know they can do the same for you too. From a very young age, I was conditioned to compare myself to others. My sister and I are only about a year apart, so because of this, people naturally compared us all the time. We heard things like, "Oh, you're the taller one. She's the nicer one. You're skinnier. She's smarter." And these kinds of comments affected both of us on a deep, deep level. It took me years and a lot of inner work before I was finally able to see both my sister and myself as separate, unique individuals, each with our own strengths, qualities, and talents. And social media doesn't make this comparison trap any easier. We're constantly seeing everyone post about the highlights of their lives. Someone we know gets engaged, buys a new house, gets a new car, or goes on vacation. And if we're comparing our lives to others, it's so easy to feel less than, jealous, or like you're falling behind in life. But we often forget that we're not seeing the full picture. We don't know about the struggles, the challenges, or the journey they had to walk through to get to where they are. So comparing ourselves is not only unfair to us, but also to them. When I catch myself falling into this trap, I find it helpful to remember that everyone is on their own journey. You wouldn't compare a rose to a daisy or an apple to an orange. Our upbringing, our experiences, our strengths, our talents, everything about us is so unique. And I also remind myself that life isn't a race or a competition. Every flower blooms in its own time, and I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. My inner voice used to tell me things like, "I'm not good enough. I shouldn't have made that mistake. I'm a bad person. I can never do anything right." But one day I was able to really put things into perspective when I asked myself, would I talk like this to someone I love? The answer was clearly no. It took some effort on my part to change this, but today I'm way more conscious of what I say to myself. I do my best to speak to myself with kindness, the way a loving mother would speak to their child, the way a friend supports another friend. If you're needing help with this, there's a class I highly recommend taking. You can find it over on Skillshare, who is the sponsor of today's video. Skillshare is an online learning platform that has a wide variety of classes ranging from animation to marketing and from self-care to interior design. No matter what you choose to learn, Skillshare has classes to take you from beginner to pro alongside a supportive community. The class I recommend taking to help reframe your self-talk is called Revolutionary Self-Care: Embrace, Nurture, and Grow Your Authentic Self by Chidera, also known as the Slumflower. In this class, she talks about that voice that's within all of us, and she gives so many wonderful tips on how we can transform the way we speak to ourselves. One of my favorite exercises she shares is creating an affirmation wall. Using affirmations is something that has helped me so much in retraining my inner voice to be kind, compassionate, and supportive. And having these reminders that you can see every day is like having a friend that supports you and reminds you of who you are. So if you're interested, the first 1,000 people to use the link in the description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Remember, you're the person that you're guaranteed to spend the rest of your life with. So the way you speak to yourself matters. Thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Many times, it's easier to forgive others than to forgive ourselves. Maybe it's because we hold ourselves to incredibly high standards. And when we make a mistake or don't meet those expectations, we become our harshest critics. We replay the situation in our minds, thinking about all the things we could have said or done differently. And it ends up being a form of self-torture. But what if instead of judging ourselves for something we did in the past, we see these moments as learning opportunities? Because if you really think about it, it's completely unfair to use your present-day knowledge and wisdom to judge the ignorance of the past. It's like getting mad at a child for not knowing something they simply haven't learned yet. When I find myself in this situation, I turn to journaling to help me process my feelings. And here are some journaling prompts I use. What happened? What can I learn from this? How can I do better in the future? These kinds of questions help me reframe the situation and turn it into something positive. I take responsibility for my actions, and I choose to learn from this experience and do better next time. Because in any given moment, we're always doing the best we can with the level of consciousness we have. People often tell me that it takes a lot of willpower and discipline to practice healthy habits like eating healthy, meditating, exercising, drinking enough water, and getting enough sleep. But for me, these habits aren't a matter of how disciplined I can be, but a reflection of my self-love. Because when you truly love yourself, you want the best for yourself. And when you see it from this perspective, these activities go from being another task on your to-do list to being acts of self-love. It becomes less about being disciplined and meeting goals, and more about choosing what's best for your well-being because you know you are worthy and deserving of it. You choose nourishing foods because they make you feel healthy and vibrant. Drinking water is no longer a chore because you want to support your body in all of its functions. You exercise because you're grateful for your body and all it can do. And sleep is no longer sacrificed because you know you need this to repair and recover. When self-love is the driving force, these habits become a natural consequence, not something you have to force yourself to do. I grew up feeling that I was never enough. I'd hear comments about my body, my weight, my teeth, my acne. It seemed there was always something I needed to fix about my physical appearance, and these opinions of others took a toll on my self-esteem. But it wasn't just these comments. There were also societal expectations that led me to believe I had to meet certain standards to be considered enough. Go to college, have a successful career, get married, have children. The world is full of messages telling us what beauty, success, and happiness should look like. And trying to force ourselves to fit into a mold created by others is so hard. It's exhausting and it can completely take your joy away. I know this because for many years I tried. But a powerful thing happens when you realize that you're already enough. You stop seeking external validation because you realize the only validation you ever needed was your own. You learn to embrace your body, your acne, your scars, your stretch marks. You stop trying to achieve things for the approval of others, and you start doing things simply because you want to, because it makes your heart happy. You realize your worth is not outside of you. It's not in your appearance. It's not in your accomplishments. Your worth is untouchable because it's within. So no matter what happens, you know that you are worthy and that you have always been and forever will be enough. If you're looking for more ideas and inspiration on how to love and care for yourself, I'll have a playlist linked on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.